There's a good reason why I'm wearing this hat and this jumper. It's not Christmas jumper day, but for a moment, I want you to imagine the Christmas that's coming. Imagine it all going wrong. You've not got gifts for those important people. You've forgotten to buy cards for the people at work. You put the lights on the tree and they're not working properly because you didn't buy new lights because last year you realised they didn't work and you just shoved them back in the box again. And you've forgotten the Christmas pudding. Imagine that. Now, your version of a very bad Christmas might be different from that. But even if you manage to get most of the things done, it can still be stressful, can't it? So I'm going to show you how to use a task manager app like Todoist to make your Christmas easier, stress-free, a little bit of calm. Imagine it's me giving you a Christmas gift of relaxation, calm, and reducing your stress levels with everything happening exactly when and where it should happen. And the good news is everything I'm going to show you can be done on the free version of Todoist. And I'm also, along the way, going to give you 2 or 3 of the principles of Clear free of charge as well. There are going to be 3 sections. There's a getting started section. Then we're going to look at managing tasks. And finally, we're going to tackle that great big Christmas list. So I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to dive into the computer screen here so I can show you all this. I'm going to show you on a computer and on a mobile app. And I'm also going to take that hat off because it's really hot. Let's dive in. So firstly, you go to todoist.com. Download the app to your computer or to your mobile. I'm going to show it to you on both because it's quite cool actually the way they sync and they operate in parallel. Once you've set up your account and you've got it up and running, here you are with your blank screen. So the first section, we're going to spend a bit of time looking at the inbox. Now, if you use the Clear system, the inbox is where we catch, that's the C from Clear, we catch our ideas. So our ideas, tasks, things we think about that come into our head, we catch them, get them out of our head and into our system. And I use Todoist inbox for exactly that process. The rest of it relates to the locate part of the process, which we're going to talk about in the managing tasks section. But let's have a look at getting started with tasks in our inbox. Now, there are a number of different ways you can get tasks into your inbox. And I'm going to show you the 3 that I use most often. The first, most common one is once you are on your computer, just click add task and type in, I don't know, let's say we need to buy some milk today, or maybe we need to book the cat into the vet. Just type away, and as you type the tasks, they appear on your inbox. And what you'll notice is on the mobile app, they are also appearing on the mobile inbox in sync, which is pretty cool. Speaking of mobile, let's add some tasks in via the mobile. So let's say we want to book a coffee with John, maybe a new client of ours. What else? Let's put a big task. Let's put set annual goals. The third way that I use regularly is on my mobile, I use the new ramble function. So the ramble function is a text to speech and it's pretty cool. So you see this button here on the mobile, you just press that button and you say your task. Buy a new Christmas tree. And there we go. So that's getting tasks into our inbox. Now, that's fine if you've only ever got 5 things to do, but you and I have probably got a few more than that. This is essentially just a to-do list, and the problem is to-do lists aren't the best way to manage your tasks and to, ultimately get the stuff sorted and get the stuff done. So the next thing is locate, move the tasks into where they need to be, ready for action. And in the Clear system, we use the principle of buckets. Buckets are essentially groups of lists, groups of actions or tasks that are related to each other. So Todoist already gives you a series of buckets that are really very useful. The first one is today. So this is all the tasks I've decided I want to do today. The second one is upcoming. So that's all the tasks that I'm going to do on a fixed day from tomorrow onwards. We've then got filters and labels, so you can create labels for different kinds of tasks. You can create labels for all the tasks you want to do for the home, all the tasks you want to do for the business. However, I use projects for that. And the reason I use projects for that is because you can move tasks around in projects. You can move them from the project to the today folder and so on. And I'm going to show you how we do that. I'm going to add a couple of projects in to show you that. So Christmas obviously is one of the ones that we're going to be focusing on today, and obviously we will make that green, and we'll add another project and we'll call that project business planning, and we'll color that orange for action. Colors are good. Now on the mobile, you've got inbox, today and upcoming on your main screen. If you click on the browse button, and you can see here those two projects are now on the mobile, Christmas and business planning. Now I'm doing this at a very simple, small level to show you the principles. The chances are you'll have a lot more projects than this, but we've now got our buckets set up, ready for us to move the tasks into. We've got our inbox, and then we've got our today bucket, our upcoming bucket, and two project buckets. So let me walk you through how I would manage my tasks. So these 5 tasks here, it's fine having them on a to-do list, but the problem is that using a to-do list, there's no clarity around how big are they, how urgent are they, what's the priority, and so on. Now again, if you've only got 5, that's probably not so much of a problem. But even with 5, some of these are much bigger tasks than others. Some of them need to be done with someone else. So we very, very quickly are going to locate them, put them in the bucket that they need to be in, ready for action. So let's work our way through them. So buy milk. So we need milk today because we run out of milk. Now, notice what's happening here. You see how as soon as I start typing the word today, it changes because Todoist knows that you're putting a category around that that's based on time. So if you type in today, tomorrow, next Saturday, every Wednesday, what will happen is Todoist will automatically put that task on a time basis exactly where you need it, which is pretty cool. It's called natural language. It's just using normal language and it knows what you're doing. So as soon as I click that, and we've changed the buy milk to today, you see it says today here. And if we look at the task in the inbox, you can see now we've got that little categorization there of today, both on the computer and on the mobile. But also if you look over here on the left, if you click on the today category, that's now appearing on there. So this is brilliant because every morning I pull all the tasks from all their various places, put them into my today category, and then for the rest of the day I can just focus on what it is I've decided I want to do today. And of course, if you get them all done, you can pull some more in and so on. So that's the first one, buy milk today. Let's say we want to book the cat into the vet, and we're going to do that tomorrow. Now I can either start typing the word tomorrow here, or I can click on the date here and click on tomorrow, and that'll automatically give it tomorrow's date. And again, when we go back to the inbox, you can now see that's got a tomorrow category. And if you have a look in upcoming, there it is. So that's ready for tomorrow. What about booking coffee with John? Well, we might want to book a coffee with John at some point this week. We don't really yet know when we're going to do it. This is where labels come in. Now, I only have 2 labels in my Todoist. I have this week and next week. Let's talk about labels. So if I want to give this a label of this week, if I click open the label here and type in this week, it knows there isn't a label already called this week, and it's giving me the option to create a this week label. Click on that, and now that has a this week label. And you can see the task in the inbox is showing with a this week label. Now that's fine, but I don't have to keep going through my inbox to see what it is that I've got on for this week. So over here where we see filters and labels, when you click on it, you can make this week a favorite. So at any point when I want to see the task that I've decided I'm going to do this week, I just click on the this week category and all those tasks will be there. So you see how it's starting to come together now. We've decided what tasks we're going to do today. They're in the today category. We've decided what tasks we're going to do later on in the week, and we've given them a date, and they are in the upcoming category. And then we've decided what tasks we're going to do at some point this week, and we haven't fixed a day for them, and we've given them a this week label. Now, I generally don't, unless I'm going to do something today or tomorrow, I generally don't set dates on my task for the future. All I want to know is I'm going to do it at some point this week. So at any given moment in time, I know what I'm doing today. I know what I've got planned for this week, and I might think, okay, actually that coffee with John, I want to do that today. So you can pull the task from your this week label and put them into the today category. I'll do that on the mobile actually. So book a coffee with John. If I add the date of today, now that has now appeared in my today list. So this is how I'm doing the start of day process. What am I going to do today? Pulling tasks from my this week folder into my today folder. So how do they get into this week? How do I decide what I'm going to do this week? Well, that's where projects comes in. So going back to our inbox, we've got two things here that we're not setting a date for yet. We know they're things we need to do, but we're not yet setting a date for them. And that's where projects comes in. So set annual goals is a business planning task, and buy a new Christmas tree is a Christmas task. And you can see I just literally drag them from the inbox into the projects. Now they're in a project category, they've disappeared from my inbox. And that's really cool because it means my inbox is now super focused on the things I'm going to do today or tomorrow. And I've also got a list, in this case it's only one thing, of the things I'm going to do this week, which is book a coffee with John. Down here I've got these other tasks. Now these project buckets will have obviously lots of tasks in them, and I'll show you that in a minute when I show you the Christmas one. But once a week I go through all my projects, and for each one that I've got I decide actually I need to buy that Christmas tree this week, so I just give it the label of this week. And let's imagine we're going to book our we're going to do our annual goals at some point this week as well. In my weekly review I go through all the tasks in my project top to bottom, pull out the ones I'm going to do this week, only the ones I'm going to do this week, not bothered about the others. And now I can see that I've decided that there are two things I'm going to do today: buy the milk and book a coffee with John. This week I've got three things. Now book a coffee with John is there because it's got today and this week on it. I'm also going to buy the new Christmas tree, and we're going to set my annual goals. So now our tasks have got priority, it's clear what we're doing when, and we can work on them at pace. Now that's quite simple because we only had 5 tasks, but I did say at the start of this video I'm going to show you how to plan Christmas. So let's have a look at a really meaty project, shall we? So in my projects I have, in good old Blue Peter spirit, a Christmas we prepared earlier. So let's click on our Christmas we prepared earlier project. Ta-da! There's a lot in there, isn't there? Now this is a default list, and by the way, if you want to copy this list for yours, then by all means help yourself. But this isn't my real Christmas Todoist list. These names are not real people. It's just to show you how it works. So what we do is we start off as we go into Christmas, and this is literally how Lisa and I do it. We open up this project and we start to look at these tasks on there and start to work out, all I'm interested in is who's doing the task, and is it a task I need to do today or this week. So every Saturday we open up this. I've got this action called review this list, and if I click on it, as well as giving things a particular date, you can also set them as recurring tasks. So if you type in every Saturday, what that will do is that list will appear on my Todoist menu every Saturday morning, and then when I click that I've completed that action, it appears again next Saturday. And that reminds me to sit down with Lisa and go through all of these. All we want to know is which ones are we going to do this week and who's doing them. So let's say for sake of argument, we want to buy the party hats this week, give that a this week label. And all we do is we go through the list and just pull out what we want to do this week. It doesn't matter about the stuff we're going to do next week because that's next week. Once we've done that process, then, as you can imagine, you go to your this week folder and you can now see all of the tasks you've decided you're going to do this week. You do that as a one-off process on a Saturday, Sunday, whenever you want to do it. And then each day, when you're setting up your day, you have a look at what is it I've got to do today? What could I potentially do from my this week folder today? So let's say we want to buy our party hats. We'll buy our party hats today as well. And again, you can see that now appears on my today folder. And if I go to today on the mobile, it appears there as well. So in the background, we've got a load of buckets that contain all the tasks that don't yet have dates on them. As we think about tasks, we put them in our inbox. And then when we're going through the locate process, in other words, when we're clearing out our inbox, we move those tasks into the bucket they belong in. Once a week, I go into all of those project folders. So once a week, we go into the Christmas task, the Christmas project, sorry. We identify how many of those tasks we want to do this week, and we put a this week label on them. And then each day, we see what we've got on for the day, maybe go to our inbox if there's anything else that we want to deal with today, give that a today label. And then if we've got capacity, we go into our this week label and we pick the tasks we want to do today, put them on for today, and then that's it. Now that whole process takes like 5 minutes in the morning. This weekly review of the Christmas task is an hour maximum, not even that really. But now I can just concentrate on what it is I'm doing today. And as I do the tasks today and tick them off, they disappear. Also, when I click my, you see here, for example, this buy party hats is today. When you tick it, not only does it disappear from today, it disappears from your Christmas We Prepared Earlier folder. Now you can have this set up so that on your display, you can get it to show you your completed task. So you see here, buy cozy socks for family appears here as a completed task. There's a reason why we do that, which I'll explain to you in a minute. But you can see what you've got left outstanding and what it is that you've done. At the end of Christmas, when we've done everything, what we want to do is go to those completed tasks and untick them. Takes a couple of minutes. Once you've unticked them, and you can see it syncing with the one here, you've now got your default starting point for Christmas. All the tasks are done. You're enjoying your Christmas meal and everything's all right. Christmas is over. You click on these dots here. You archive the project. And that is gone until next Christmas. And of course, next Christmas, you start that whole process again. You go to your projects, click on the archive project, unarchive it, and there it is, ready to go. Here's one final thing you can do. Once you get slick at this, you can add tasks into your inbox and locate them straight away, all in one go. Let me give you an example. I'm going to use the ramble function here because it's pretty cool. Meet with Keith in my business planning project and add a this week label. Look at that. So it's not, it hasn't even hit my inbox. It's gone straight into my business planning project, and I've automatically given it a this week label, which means it will become one of the tasks I need to do this week. To recap, get ideas out of your head, catch them, put them into your inbox, then locate them in the bucket they need to be in. Is it something I'm going to do today? Is it something I'm going to do this week? Or is it something that needs to go into a project? Once a week, go through all your projects and put out the tasks you're going to do this week. And then every day, go into your today folder, add in any tasks you're going to do today, have a look at your this week labels, pull any of those tasks into today that you're going to work on, and then just focus on today. At the end of each day, clear your inbox, clear your today folder, and you can either start again the following day, or the night before you can set it all up ready for the next day, whatever's easiest for you. So remember the chaos that we had at the start of this when I had that hat on. Imagine it now being plain sailing, smooth and easy. I've shown you how to use Todoist to help you have a stress-free Christmas. But remember, Todoist isn't just for Christmas. So actually you can apply these principles to everything you do. If you want to understand the Clear system in more detail, I'll put a link somewhere where this is so you can see the course. Start to think about how you can apply these principles to your life in general. Don't just make Christmas stress-free, make every day, every week stress-free, and get more of the right things done. Hope it's helped. Merry Christmas.